up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up? What's up? What's up? What's good, people? It's me, L Teddy27, here again for another review. This is going to be our review for our favorite show, Tiger King. This is still season 1, episode 2. I don't even know why I'm saying season 1, but it's episode 2. And the title of this episode is Cult of Personality. Listen, we are back traveling down this rabbit hole, learning all that we can about, once again, this cornucopia of life's fuck shit. Just a real cast of characters here. A who's who of those that which life has forgotten and forsaken. What becomes of the forsaken by the good Lord? They go work for these types of places, these makeshift zoos and safaris. Okay, let's travel back down this rabbit hole, people. So we start off right away. One of the workers for Joe Exotic's GW Zoo has got her arm snatched off, ripped off by a tiger. Now they showed this girl. It's the girl we met last episode, Sav. Her name is Kelsey Safari, the lesbian. She appears to be a stud lesbian. She is laying there and she's just as calm. Baby, she laying on the ground. They asking her, are you okay? She's like, I'm fine. Hello, ma'am, your arm is mangled on the ground, okay? You are looking at your mangled arm. Child, a mess. A mess. She goes to the hospital. 2 days in, they just cut the whole arm off because they can't do nothing else with that arm. They just cut it off. 5 days later, after that, she's released from the hospital. So she was in the hospital a total of 7 days. That next day after getting out of the hospital, mama girl, Sans arm is back in the doggone sanctuary with the tigers. A mess. Talking about, oh, I'm here for it. I had to come back to work. Something about she didn't want the media to win, and she didn't want people to think bad about Joe and his band of merry men. Lord help us. God. Oh, God. I don't understand you people, but this is what happens. Mind you, the whole time she was talking to us, the little stump nub of the arm that got cut off right around here, right around the bicep, was like wriggling at me and like moving and stuff at me, and I was like, oh, like, I don't know, it kind of freaked me out. Anyway, so then the other guy, what was the guy's name? Hold on, I'm gonna tell you right now. His name was John, I think. Yeah, John, the manager. He explains how he lost his legs. Now, get this. John, I told you last episode, he has 2 prosthetic legs. John was ziplining, okay? 50 feet in the air. Something happens with the zip line. He falls 50 feet down. Dude thought he was a cat, and like all cat should land on his feet. And all cats always land on their feet. But, hello, you're not a cat. And gravity quickly reminded you of such. I mean, he, crushed his spine, shattered his feet, ankles, most of his legs, was numb from, was a paraplegic, you know what I'm saying? I mean, for a little while, it was a whole mess. And then he said he started feeling his big toe. I don't know if it really was his big toe or the sensation of his big toe, because I'm sure they probably cut everything off. pretty quickly. Because if you crushed everything, like when you fall 50 feet and land on your feet, like your whole spine just goes out on you. Like it's some cartoon type shit. You know what I'm saying? Where the shit goes in slow motion and you can see the feet kind of splatter and blood go everywhere. That's kind of like what I picture. Anyway, so that's how he lost his legs. I'm telling you, what I'm waiting for is the story that tells me what happened to old dude's teeth. Which dude? Joe's husband. What's his name? John Finley. It's two John. It's John Ranke and then it's John Finley. John Finley is Joe's husband. I'm waiting for the story that tells me what happened to 48 of his 52 teeth. We'll see. Anyway, so then we're back at Doc's place, okay? Doc is says something to the effect of there's nothing cooler or sexier in the world than a tiger, which then I guess makes him, Joe Exotic, and Carol Baskins the sexiest and coolest people on the face of the planet. And that is the most disturbing thing I've ever heard in my life. In my freaking life. That is a scary notion, to think that those three, you know, that cast of characters are the coolest and sexiest people on the face of the planet. What does that say about us as a whole species? If they're the sexiest and coolest people. I mean, the freaking tigers must look at them and just laugh. Just laugh inside. A mess. A mess. Just a damn mess. I'm like, and when he said that, I was like, oh. Okay. Yeah. A mess. A mess. So we found out that Joe sells tiger cubs all across the fruited plains, just here, there, and everywhere. The little boyfriend, not boyfriend, the husband, says he done been to 38 states and done sold to some of everybody. Sold to zoos, sold to public zoos, sold to some private zoos, and all kinds of places they done sold to. Joe be breeding up some tiger. I mean, he gives me the kind of person that would get off on watching animals hump, which is why he probably gets off on breeding them. Like, I could see him over there whacking off or getting off watching the tigers go at it. Like, it sounds so disgusting. But these are the types of people who we're dealing with here, okay? This is the caliber of Homo sapiens that we are dealing with. Dear Lord. Then, I only bring this up because it was so fabulous. It was fabulous. It was so fabulous. Listen, that fabulous, zesty, pink sequin shirt, you'll see it in the thumbnails, that Joe had on, dear Lord God. Matter of fact, if you didn't see it in the thumbnails, here it is again. So zesty, so fabulous. It was so fabulous. A mess. A mess, listen. But that's Joe. Joe Exotic. A mess. Anyway, so then we meet Mario Tabrew. He lives in my hometown, my native city, Miami, Florida. And he has his own private collection of exotic animals, y'all. So he's this whole drug lord kingpin, the real life Tony Montana, okay, from Scarface. And you know, he talks about, you know, having bundles and bundles of duffel bags of money sit over. I mean, you could tell he got a lot of money. But anyway, he's this whole drug lord. He did like 12 years in prison and got out on an appeal. Apparently, they claimed that he chopped up or sawed up one of the ATF informants or whatever, and then burned them. And he admitted it happened on his property, but he said, I'm not going to say I did it, somebody on property did it, but you know, they're not going to believe it anyway. But child, that's what he say happened, honey. He did 12 years, but then he appealed and won his appeal. I ain't mad at you, so he got out of jail. Anyway, he then tells us him and his wife tell us all about how Doc Antle has several wives. I mean, he's a whole polygamist. Now, I don't know that polygamy is legal in the great state of South Carolina where he lives. I think it is in Utah with Salt Lake City with all of the Mormons and stuff. But I don't think it is in South Carolina. But baby, he got a whole bunch of wives. And they cute little wives too. You know, he ain't got no little old. He don't have the caliber of people on his property that Joe got. No, Doc is high class, baby. They got all their teeth intact, okay? Their body is not heavy laden or written with tattoo ink, okay? Child, these women actually look doable if I did women, but they look doable. So, child, he's running, listen, he is running a whole ass R. Kelly type harem out there with the tigers and shit. I mean, these women work for him from 8 in the morning till midnight. Willingly. I'm sure. Now, what they do from midnight to 8 a.m. with him, I don't know. But each one of the little women got their own little house and on the property. One chick had a real big house. I guess that's the main chick. That's the chick who keep all the other chicks in line. She's the one in charge of the girls. Okay, who's in charge of the girls? That one over there with the big house. We wanted to see what his house looked like because he sleeps in his house by himself. But he was like, y'all don't want to see that. And I think that's because, you know, people like him look like they're into all types of bestiality and stuff. So I'm pretty sure he does it with the women and does it with some, we'll say he does it with the females on the property. Doc. That's what he gives me. Anyway, child. And so he gets them when they're like teenagers and real pretty. Like, he don't get them when they old and beat up. No, he gets them as teenagers and gets them in. I'm telling you, it's a whole R. Kelly harem type regime going on over there. Just a mess. Just a whole mess. So anyway, Joe, we find out, also has multiple husbands. Listen. Joe had our toothless wonder first, John Finley, our walrus over here. Because listen, Joe got about as many husbands as John got good front teeth. Okay? You do the math. Anyway, so Joe met this nice, tall, young thing. This dude named Travis Maldonado. Travis is 6'6", wear size 16 shoe, got big hands. Now, y'all know my philosophy on the real tall ones. They ain't working with a whole lot down under. Child. So, but you know what I took from this? And I got to give Joe his credit. Now, the Travis guy told Joe that he was straight, right? So Joe asked him, and I'm going to try this. Listen, for all my members of the spectrum who fall under the G, you might want to try this too. Joe said he told the boy, he was 19 at the time. I mean, you got to try it with somebody that young. Do you watch porn? So dude was like, yes. He was like, well, when you watch porn, would you rather watch the porn with the, would you rather watch porn where the guy banging the girl has a little dick, or would you rather watch the porn where the guy banging the girl has a big dick? And of course he said, of course I want to watch the one where the guy got the big dick. He said, well, you ain't exactly straight. And he had a point. I was like, I never thought about that. I mean, true enough, I mean, I watch straight porn just to look at the size of the guy's meat. But that's me, because I'm a meat aficionado. I'm a straight man with a dick fetish. So, I mean, that's what I do. But y'all go ahead and try that. See how that works for you, honey. Anyway, so Doc, we back at Doc. Like I said, Doc got a whole ass animal labor camp with these wives that he has. And this sweatshop he has going on. Like I told you, they work from early in the morning till late at night, 8 a.m. to 12 midnight. They make like $100 a week. A week, not a day, a week, honey. But they live in there. They room and board free. Nah, so you can't complain. He probably feed them for free too. Now, Carol basically has the same thing going on at her spot. The only thing is, instead of having the people live there and paying them, she has volunteers. Carol is really doing the same thing they doing. She's just hating on them. Okay? Like most of those people who think themselves entitled and who are descendant from the Caucasus Mountains. You know who they are. Anyway, Joe, then they talk about Joe and his people that work there. And he just finds people off the side of the road. Remember how last episode we found out he takes the roadkill and uses that to feed the tigers? Well, basically, he's taking human roadkill from bus stations and bus stops and off the side of the road and saying, you need somewhere to work? You need somewhere to stay? Hey, boo, I'll let you stay in one of the little trailers. Because if you're going to be one of these people, of course, you must appropriately stay in a trailer. I mean, of course. But you can come stay in one of my trailers over here and I'll give you a job and I'll pay you. And it's free room and board and we feed you. We'll get to that in a second. Anyway, they make $138.26. That's right, $138.26 a week. Far better than the $100 a week they're making over there at Doc Antle's. Okay. Anyway, and then they talk about how in these and they work 10 to 12-hour days as well. But they talk about how the little trailers where they stay. Joe's a slumlord. It's roaches and rats crawling all through this place. She's just a slumlord, okay? Now, they was talking about how they get food because they go to the Walmart truck where they let the meat, they get ready to throw away the meat. Something about, I don't know this to be true, but they say when you return meat, when you take meat out of the little freezer in the back and you take it to the front, they can't put it back in the refrigerator and refreeze it or re-put it back in. I don't know how true that is. But anyway, whatever expired or whatever kind of meats they throw away on the Walmart truck, he goes and he gets them to drop it off to him and he picks it up. And that's what the people eat that work for him. All that they don't want, they give to the tigers. I guess. A mess. I mean, I just listen. I don't even want to know what that plumbing system look like over there, baby. Because I know they run through some bathrooms and some toilet paper over there. They don't, quiet as it's kept, they don't look like they use toilet paper, but that's a whole nother story. Anyway, y'all. So then we find out that Carol thinks that Doc is euthanizing his baby tigers. So he thinks that what happens is that Carol thinks that Joe and Doc, once the tigers get to a certain age where you can't have them around people no more and have them being pet by people, that they take them and they kill them. Because they're breeding a lot of tigers and they're wondering what's happening to all these tigers. So she has her conspiracy theories. Then at the end of episode 2, dum dum dum, insert menacing music, we find out Carol's husband is missing. Oh yes, he's dead, gone, and missing. They don't know where he's at. They think, now Joe and Doc think she had her husband killed by one of them tigers and the husband got buried off in the in her little sanctuary there. We're gonna find out. And that was episode 2, y'all. Listen, I am thoroughly enjoying our trips down this rabbit hole to entertain ourselves with this cornucopia of life's fuck shit. We're here for it. Here for all of it. And we'll be back for next episode. Listen, y'all ain't tell me this was this good. Listen, I said I was going to fit episodes 2 and 3 all in one review. Nope. As you can see, I had enough in each. There's going to be enough in each episode for each episode to have its own review. Because it's so great. If you are not watching this, listen. You need to watch it. Listen, here's my challenge. My challenge is for you all to count how many teeth Joe's husband, John, has in his mouth. Y'all let me know that. Oh, I forgot to tell y'all earlier that Joe also married the Travis guy. So Joe got 2 husbands, John and Travis. I need to be like Joe when I grow up. Child, I can't get one dude to marry me. Joe got a whole 2. So I can't hate on Joe. I can't hate. Anyway, that was episode 2 of Tiger King. We'll be back for episode 3, maybe tomorrow. Until next time, thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely.